Yeah, hi everybody. Good evening. Can you please confirm if you can hear me? Yes, no, anything? Okay, great. Thanks for the confirmation. And yes, it would be great if at least those who are comfortable can please switch on your camera as well. Kind of it will improve the interactivity, right? So please do so if that's comfortable for you. And today we are meeting to understand uh, the structure of the virtual internship program and to understand about a little bit about the projects in more detail. We will talk when the projects are shared with you. So today, kind of before starting the program, we are going to understand whatever questions that you may have. I will answer that. And to give you a brief idea about the structure, about the training modes, everything. So at first, thanks for enrolling into this program. And this is 10th or 11th batch that we have going on for the virtual internship program. And this VIP program by NAAI has been conducted for past 10 months in partnership with Microsoft and the Sparks Foundation, their knowledge partner or the content partner. So there are some training modules in which the training contents has been developed by these two partners, and also sometimes the training is provided by the representatives from these two partners. For example, I belong to the Sparks Foundation, and as a knowledge partner, we are leading this program of NAI. So yeah, before going ahead, a brief about me. My name is Pranav Dubey. You can call me Pranav if that's okay. And by profession, I'm a business intelligence specialist and a data science trainer. I also run a social the enterprise, the Sparks Foundation, through which we provide training in Singapore, mainly focused in Singapore and India, and also some other APSC regions, APSC countries. And yes, here we have been running a VIP program in partnership with NAI for past 10 months. And before that, we have been involved into various other training programs as well, corporate trainings as well as the academic trainings. But yes, the major focus area has always been data science and business analytics or BI tools. If you wish to connect with me, here I am on LinkedIn. Maybe you can just search Pranav Dubey also on Google. I believe I should appear in top 10. And that was a brief about me. We will discuss about the program in detail later on. But before that, I would like to understand you. Okay. So I believe we do not have much number here. So this time we have cut down on the batch size. Earlier we started with 50, but this year we thought that we will have a very shorter, very small batches, because we are kind of increasing the frequency of the trainings. So that's why a small batches we wanted. So some of you, there are about, so we have fixed it at 20, and we had got 20 registrations. However, I believe that not everybody is present here, very few numbers. Uh, because we also say that we will provide the recording sessions, or sometimes people skip their live sessions. That's not something that I encourage, but that's okay. People might be working, they might be busy also. So let's know about you. The first thing that I would like to understand that where you are located currently, like which country. I believe that in this batch we have uh, most of you must be from India. Manjur, I believe you are from Pakistan, and there are two people who are from uh, Canada and a few from Ireland also. So, okay, I'm getting the responses. Tejaswini, you are from India. Del, is that your name, or like maybe you can rename yourself with the correct one? Okay, India, Pakistan. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We have 7 people here, and not everybody has responded. So yes, please go ahead. Okay, okay, but what's your name?
No.
Okay, okay, Nishant. Yeah, so no problem. Okay, great. Thanks for sharing, everybody. So I believe that our time, you should not have any problem with the time for the training. We will be in the same time zone. There are a couple of people in your batch who are from different time zones, from Ireland, from Canada, but we will see. Usually we fix the training sessions at 7 p.m. IST, uh, so that in US and Canada it's morning time, in India it's evening time, so people are able to attend the sessions. Okay, what about your academic background, passing years? So those who have, you can use annotations also. So you can go to your Zoom meeting options and you will find an option called annotate. And suppose you are from engineering, so just mark it like this, engineering, and your latest uh, academic background. And then you can also mention your passing years, or anything, like you can mark it. So can you please try that, annotate? And I am asking you to annotate because I want also, I want you to learn annotate. Okay. So 16 to 19, one we have, 22 and after one, and 2021. What about others? Try annotation also, because in training sessions, we may ask you to annotate something, or uh, it helps actually. Okay, so 2022 and after engineering. So engineering is any engineering, BTech, BE engineering. Natural sciences are basically, if you are from um, mathematics background, mathematics, physics, science, like BSc, that's natural sciences. Social sciences, history, geography, these things. Professions would be law, medical, and humanities will be arts and literature. Okay, 16, 19 pass out. Uh, Everybody from engineering background. Okay. Okay, Sunil Singh, you have post-graduated in 2015. Okay. Okay. Okay, everybody, thanks. Got an idea. SP, you are marking something, I believe. Engineering and post-graduation in 2021. Okay, great. Okay, let me remove it. Currently pursuing MBA. Okay. Okay, your professional experience. So those who have work experience, can you please mark in which field you have experience? If it's not there, then you can mention others, or in comments you can mention. But in which field work? What is your work profile? Mobile app development. Okay. And up to 2 years, Tejaswini, you are saying from engineering background, up to 2 years. Okay. What about others? Sunil, you have no experience, trying to gain experience. Okay, so you are a fresher. Okay. SP, you are also a fresher. Josh, you are also a fresher. Okay. So I believe we have 4 freshers here and then 2 experienced. Currently pursuing an electrical field. Okay. Okay, got it. Thanks. Okay, any experience on BI tools? So this is a chart by Gartner about the most popular business intelligence tools. BI stands for business intelligence. And at the top, we have Microsoft Power BI, and then we have Tableau, Click, we have Google Looker and Domo MicroStrategy as well. So have you worked on any of these tools? If you have worked on it, just mark it. So like I have worked on Power BI, Tableau, I have worked on SAP. So and Click I have not worked on, but yes, Google Looker I have worked on. So these 4. Okay, no. Okay, great. Because we are going to cover in our training, we will have Tableau and Power BI. Now look at the ranking top 2. So top 2 most popular and most powerful BI tools we are going to cover in our training. And when you want to become a business intelligence specialist or business analytics, you want to become a business analyst, then companies say you read the job descriptions, they will ask you, they will expect you to have a working knowledge on any one BI tool or data visualization tool. And any one means they are going to look for either Microsoft Power BI or Tableau. Good thing is that we are going to cover both of these into our trainings in this internship program. And another good thing is that the content for Microsoft Power BI has been developed by Power BI team of Microsoft. So whatever our training content is there in Microsoft Power BI, the content has been developed by Microsoft only. So that will be a great learning for you also. Okay, programming language knowledge. So I believe Manjur, Haider, you mentioned that you are from software engineering background, uh, software development you are into. So I believe some of the programming language you are familiar with. Others also, any familiarity with the programming language here? Okay, C++, SQL or SQL, we have Python 2, C, Java, R, okay. Okay, great. Thanks for sharing. Learning Python online, basics of C programming and Python programming, okay. Okay, so in this program, our major focus is on Python. So the projects where you need a programming language like our machine learning or deep learning programs, projects, you will be required to work on Python. Like we will give training on Python. If you have good understanding on R and you want to learn R, you want to use R for those projects, you can do that. However, uh, some online research will be required in that case because our live training sessions will be focused on Python. We have one project on R also, but that's only to learn the basics of R. And SQL language, we have a business scenario. We have a case study where we are going to learn SQL, but we will learn TSQL, TSQL, transact TSQL. Why? Because this is used by Microsoft, and like I mentioned, that Microsoft is our knowledge partner. Uh, some of the contents are from them. So a data set and the SQL version. TSQL is the just one version of SQL, and we are going to use that one. Okay. Okay, how many of you have worked on like these concepts of artificial intelligence, ML or DL? If you're a complete beginner, that's fine. But if you have any experience working on it, can you please mention? None. So okay. No experience. Any academic like exposure also you may have. Suppose you are doing engineering or data science you are studying, and any exposure that you may have, you can mention it. A fine knowledge in deep learning. Okay, so actually we are going to use deep learning mainly for image processing. There is a project on image processing, so we will focus everything from scratch to deployment, deploying the code on a like local server. We will do that so that end to end basically we will have a knowledge about the project like we do in a real work life. So that we are going to do. Good that you have some exposure to that. And machine learning also we will do. Okay, okay. Some knowledge in ML. Okay, we will explore ML also. Uh, ideally for learning purpose, we have just one project for ML and one project for DL. However, uh, we are going to add some more into this batch. Like I mentioned that we have decreased the batch size to increase the training frequency. And that's what we are going to do. So in multiple training frequency, we are going to look at the possibilities of including more data sets so that you get to work on you get more exposure. Okay, what is your expected career path? Data science, okay, too. Okay, those who are who have knowledge about the like those who know the difference between these four, that's okay. But those who are not aware of it, just a brief idea. Data engineering, data engineers are those who have the knowledge of data warehousing and servers, and they should have a good knowledge of some other programming language apart from Python or R. Okay, they should have good knowledge about suppose Java or React.js, anything like they are going to use. They are going to work on servers also, how to set up data warehouses. Uh, those people work on those people are mainly called data engineers. Data scientists are more focused on creating develop predictive models like machine learning models. Um, and they should have good understanding of stats, mathematics, as well as programming language. They should have very strong knowledge of machine learning algorithms and programming language such as Python and R. Data analysts are people who should have knowledge of SQL and Excel, because to be frank, although we we try to learn very fancy tools, but the truth is that in most of the companies, still we use Microsoft Excel or Google Spreadsheets. So as a data analyst, you should have that knowledge, SQL language and uh, at least Excel, and basic idea of Python, basic idea of stats also. So basic idea of those, but a strong Excel and SQL you should know. Business analysts are those. Now these three roles, so data engineer, data scientist, and data analyst, these are data engineers is completely backend. Data scientists are also kind of backend jobs. Data analyst is a mediator between data scientist and business analyst. And business analyst is front facing. That means you are dealing with stakeholders, your managers, you are giving presentations about business strategies. you are analyzing the business and you are suggesting recommendations to the directors, to the business owners. Uh, as a business analyst, you should have knowledge of BI tools like Tableau, Power BI. You should have a strong business knowledge also. And understanding stats may not be like, it's good to have knowledge of that, but at least you should have a strong knowledge of data visualization and business domain. Okay. Okay, I have a question here. You have completed MTech in 15, worked in fields of academics and digital marketing for 2-3 years. Now looking to build up your career in data science or analytics. So huge gap from 15 to till date, creating a problem. Um, okay, it's good that you understand the problem with your like timeline, because some understanding the problem is something that we miss at. So you know what the problem is, and you know that you have a gap, and in interviews basically people are going to, recruiters are going to focus on it, and you have no experience in this field. So it's something, it's like people are going to take you as a entry level candidate. That's completely okay. Sometimes people spend 10-20 years in one field, and then when we switch their business domains or industries, they have to go as a entry level candidate. So do not feel bad about it. That's actually a common case everywhere. uh, Now, how to join any company? So we will talk about actually job search and job readiness session we will have, where we will focus on how you are going to search for a job. So we will have a session on that also, to guide you about job search, because we do hiring, we also do hiring. Even NAI from till now, like from every batch, it has tried to hire at least 2 interns. In some batches, people are not very promising, but in last 10 months, it has hired 8 people from VIP only. Uh, and it has also hired from their connections, like from the interns connection, it has also hired from software engineers also. uh, there are 4 software engineers that has been hired. So in total, 12 people have been hired from the internship only. It's just that some companies also look for uh, your your expertise, and if you are fresher, they also look for they also try to understand if you are eager to learn or not. And how to start up your career into any company, that's first you have to narrow down that what you want to become. You want to go into data engineering, data science, data analyst, or business analysts. First narrow down that, then look for the skills required into all of these into the domain that you have selected, and then focus, work on the projects related to that domain. So narrowing down is very important. We cannot grab everything, we cannot learn everything. So but we can be a jack of all and expert of one. So be expert of one, but at least have some basic idea about everything. Uh, that's what this program wants to give you. It wants to give you some knowledge about machine learning, deep learning, SQL, BI also, but it wants you to focus on the projects which are going to help you in your chosen career domain. Okay. So about the program, so it's a training come internship program. A training because we provide training here. Some live trainings will be there. I will come on training modes, and then internship because sometimes, so we have observed in our previous batches that people especially those who are into college age, they do not get time to learn, and hence we converted this into a training, into an internship program also, so that people can be like, they can use this month, suppose for 1 month they have joined, so they can use it as a training summer internship or any internship program approved by their college also, so that full time they can dedicate time on the learning portion, on learning the skills. So that's why we have converted this into a training cum internship program. However, majorly it's focused on the training components. So you get trained on a specific skills through different modes, and so for each of the skills that you learn, you get a training certificate, and at the end of the internship you also get an internship completion certificate. So this is helpful for those who are especially in schools. Sorry, those are especially in colleges. You get training certificates as well as internship certificate, which you can present in your college also. Uh, we have at NAI, we have knowledge partners, TSF, Microsoft. There are some contents from LinkedIn Learning and Exaltius Singapore. Uh, like I have been giving training, like as a part of TSF, I have been giving training to Exaltius as well as uh, BCG in Singapore. There are a couple of companies here where I have been involved. I'm not sure if you are aware of General Assembly, GA. Currently, I'm involved with GA as a data science immersive programs as well. So uh, I can assure you that you are going to get a quality training on the skills that we are focusing here. Is internship considered as work experience? Okay. Uh, Actually, now depends on companies to companies and in what profile you have worked on. In in India, internships are, people do not companies. Some companies, like a smaller company, they do not look at internships as a proper work experience. However, you have to, in your resume, you, if you mention the projects that you have worked on during your internships, people will focus on that. It's all about how you are representing yourself. If you have an internship experience, but what project, what actually you have done. Internships are kind of uh, are not considered as a full-time work experience in many companies, but bigger companies, you go there, they will ask you questions in your interviews that what projects you did work on. You have to explain your projects, your expertise that you used, your learning that you learned from the internship, and they are going to kind of connect that with your full-time work experience. So relevance should be there. Irrelevant internships may not be considered as a work experience. So make sure that you are presenting your like properly through your resume. When it comes to training in VIP program, so we have these three modes. Basically, we have e-learning. So like resources that we have accumulated from Microsoft, LinkedIn Learning, TSF, or even some open source platforms like Microsoft documentation, YouTube also. So we have uh, we have some collection of those e-learning resources uh, to help you understand in theoretical concepts. So we always suggest people to go through the e-learning resources first and then attend our live training sessions also. So in live training sessions, 3 to 4 hours depends on program to program. Sometimes it in some of the projects or skills, it's requires about 7 to 8 hours of training also. So we divide into 2-3 days. So we have live training sessions also, and there are industry practitioners who are going to give you training. And we also have a job readiness session to help you strategize your job search. So basically, in job readiness session, what we focus on that how a candidate applies for a job. So from a candidate side, and also from a recruiter side, that how recruiters filter out the applications. So you are going to get an idea of the like both sides of the coin about the hiring, both sides of the hiring process. Okay. And then we have doubt cleaning sessions. So we try to do this every alternate day. In case you have a question, uh, then it will be a doubt cleaning session. If you do not have a question, it will be our live training sessions. Live training sessions can be connected on the weekends also. Uh, when we invite some external trainer or when we are covering a bigger topic, we conduct on weekends also. However, before finalizing the time, we also ask in WhatsApp group, we will take your opinion when you are free, and we will give you some options. If everybody is free or like most of you are free, then we will conduct the session. And yes, we try to help each other on WhatsApp group. We also encourage other people to help also via WhatsApp group. But still, if you have any doubt, then doubt clearing sessions we can meet and we can clear your doubts. Now, be the doubt about the process um, or any concept or your project, anything. And when coming to project, so we have multiple projects here. And if you look at the list, each project is focused on a specific skill. So the first three projects that we have focuses on data analytics and visualization using. Now the first one is on Power Microsoft Excel, then Power BI and Tableau. So there will be some data sets and you will have to work on certain things. Basically, you have to create dashboards. And in one project, you have to create dashboards on using Microsoft Excel. Like you are going to use pivot tables, VLOOKUP, HLOOKUPs. You are going to get trained on how to use slicers, create dashboards, data protection in Microsoft Excel. And then we have Power BI. In Power BI, the content again has been developed by Microsoft Power BI team. And as a training partner, we we provide the content as it is without any change. And then we have Tableau. The Tableau has been developed by one of our technology partner in Singapore. And that training is also focused on creating dashboards and storyboards in Tableau. So each of these will be focused on one specific tool. Next project is also data reporting and analysis using TSQL, Transact SQL, and Transact SQL because this is used by Microsoft, and the data set that we are using is also maintained by Microsoft only. So we will provide you with a login. A login will be provided, and there are some confidential information like login for TSQL. Um, there are for the last one we have some company data, client data. Uh, so we and also in some of the training uh, e-resources, we have training videos from Microsoft which are not available to public. So please do not share when the projects are shared with you tomorrow. Do not share the login details. Do not share any link outside publicly. Okay. And also once it's shared, you cannot back out from the program. Uh, so like we do not encourage people to get the data, get the logins, and then back out from the program. And actually, we have not come across any such scenario. Only one request for refund we had got in September, only one person, because of some the COVID issues. Otherwise, no one has backed out, but we give at least one day, just like orientation. After orientation, somebody who thinks that this is not relevant to their career aspirations. So on the first day, they can let us know. After that, we do not allow it for the refund process. So these are the projects. And then we have a project where we are covering on Python essentials, Python basics. Here we are going to cover on Pandas, libraries, Matplotlib, Seaborn. These libraries we are going to focus on data visualization using Python. Then in stats, we are going to cover A/B testing and some stats concepts, hypothesis testing we are going to see in stats. In machine learning, we are going to do classification actually here, and we are going to learn customer churn analysis um, uh, using two different classification methods. And then in image processing, we are going to learn deep learning. So we are going to use CNN and also deployment. So here we also do the deployment of the project on a server. So we can use either free server or we can use a local server to deploy our project. So that's here. Data analytics using R is a new program that like new a project that we have added here. This is also mainly for the training purpose, and people can learn. Those who are interested into learning the basics of R, you can learn it. However, for these 5 projects, we are going to use Python. So Python is our main focus because Python is the most popular programming language nowadays, especially into data science domain. Uh, so our resources, our training will be more focused on Python. For R, we have a notebook. Self-explanatory notebooks are there. There are some programs here which are kind of only training programs, uh, like Power BI, uh, documented programs, Tableau, Python, this data manipulation. So this is self-explanatory. When we share the project list with you, you will be able to understand why I'm saying it's a self-explanatory uh, program. The last project, job market analysis, is basically one client's project, and it will be assigned based on your performance in other projects. So if you are good in data visualization tool, any data visualization, if you have knowledge of stats and you are able to do machine learning, this one, uh, then this is a more advanced and unsupervised. Okay, unsupervised means we are going to give you training for all other projects. We are not going to give you training on the last project. This is not guided. Okay, because this is kind of a new data, and you have to work on it. Again, this is a client data, so we will give you only after the client approval. And for client approval, we are going to send your previous work as a sample of your expertise. So you work on at least one data visualization tool, work on machine learning and stats. We will share your work samples with the client. If client approves it, then you are going to, we will be able to share the data for this project also. And this is completely like from scratch, nothing like in a job situation. You get a data and you get nothing. Your manager will come and tell you that our company sales is going down. Now find the region and suggest some recommendations. They will not say anything else. Now it will be your job to collect data, decide from where data should come, and decide which tools you should use, which programming language you should use. So the last project will be like that only. Till now, only 3 people have attempted it. Uh, uh, but actually we have not come across any solid predictive model for this project, and that's why this is still open. Okay, any question here, any doubt? No question, all clear? Okay, great then. Okay, so what is going to, okay, you have, will the last project be in computer vision domain? Okay, computer vision is not covered. Again, this is so actually what we have. This data contains some candidates profile of their education, their interest, and their work experience. And the client, uh, the client will have basically, the client is into education sector. It provides training and is trying to understand how, like, to these candidates, suppose we have about into this data, actually we have about more than 100,000, like more than 1 lakh um, uh, different uh, observations or rows. Now, client is trying to understand to which all people, to which all candidates we should send the training programs, or like we should send our marketing campaign for certain specific skills training. So that's what we are going to do. We are going to do classification methods, machine learning, or yeah, machine learning we are going to use, but it's still open to all possible options. Not machine learning, then deep learning. Can we use anything else? Like I mentioned that it's going to start from the beginning. So from scratch, we do not have any guided uh, concept here, or like any structure here. Uh, we are going to, so we just encourage our interns to explore the project, to understand how we can solve the problem. Okay, so those people, like, we sometimes we get people who are actually working in data science domain, and they want to do upskilling. So they do not usually go for the learnings part, because they already know these things. They directly take this project. But till now, with the higher we do not have, we have not got any model with a very high accuracy, and that's why this project is still open. Okay, there are some other questions also. The training program will complete all the modules, or we have to select initially? Okay, good question, and thanks for the reminding also. I was going to cover it. So there is no compulsion that you have to complete all the projects. I mentioned earlier that you decide what career aspirations you have. You want to become a business analyst, then learn at least one BI tool. I would suggest you go for Power BI. You can go for actually Tableau also. Both are like top two BI tools. If you want to go into business intelligence domain, learn at least one BI tools and have some basic knowledge of Python. Okay. If you want to go become a data analyst, then learn Excel. You can try to learn one BI tool. So one BI tool I would suggest everybody to learn, because when you are going into an entry level job, not necessarily you have to, the company will give you very technical like uh, technical work they are going to give you. Okay, so learn Excel. Excel is kind of used everywhere. So learn Excel, and learn a BI tool, and data analyst, you should learn TSQL also. Or TSQL is just a one version of SQL. So there are various SQL languages, uh, and you look into job description of any data analyst job, most probably you will find TSQL and Excel. So learn these two. Have some basic knowledge of Python also. Uh, a data scientist, you focus on these projects, all related to Python. Focus on these projects. But again, I'm not saying that you should not learn Excel or you should not learn Power BI, Tableau. It's good to have knowledge of all, and uh, try to try to first segregate. We will give training for all actually. So we will start with Excel, Power BI. Power BI and Tableau are kind of self-paced learning. So we will have doubt sessions for these two in case you are stuck somewhere. But Excel, we will have about 3-4 hours of training sessions, or in 2 days to 2 hours we will have. Uh, then TSQL also, we will have a training for this also. Uh, Essentials of Python, about 3 hours goes into this one, Python training. 3 to 4 hours basically goes here. This one is self-guided. So we have created some notebooks in which a step-by-step process has been written. So even if I give live training, I would repeat the same steps. Since we get interns who are working professionals may not get time at 7 p.m. IST. So that's why some of the training programs here are self-paced. Uh, Written, all steps are written step 1, step 2, like that. And for these three, on weekends basically we need some more time to understand these concepts. So on weekends we will have the training sessions. So it's entirely up to you which one you want to work on. So suppose you want to become a data scientist, so focus on Python essentials till deep learning, all these 5. Data analyst, learn Excel, learn SQL, and have basic understanding of Python. A business analyst, learn at least one BI tool. Even data analyst also, you can also work on one BI tool because you are a mediator between the data scientist and business analyst. Okay, and have some basic knowledge of Python. Python is everywhere, so have some basic knowledge of it. So it's completely optional that of which all projects you want to work on. Okay. Okay, what to expect next? So basically, orientation email actually, okay, this is already done. You have already received, and hence you have joined the orientation. We will share a link to invite you into a WhatsApp group. So tomorrow you will get this email, and also you will get project list document. So tomorrow in the email you will get the recording of this session. You will also get the WhatsApp group invitation link, project list you will get. And tomorrow at 7 p.m. IST, we are going to discuss the projects one by one. So when the list has been shared, when the data sets and logins, all the details are there, then you can then we are going to discuss the projects one by one, and there you can decide which all projects you want to work on. Training schedule, there is no fixed training schedule. I mentioned that most of the time on weekdays we are going to meet at 7 p.m. IST, and on weekends, as we decide, as we finalize, we can meet. Without clinics, mostly it's alternate day. So we give at least 1 day gap, or when we have covered one tool, then we give at least 2 days gap for you to complete the project. And also subject to queries. If you do not have any question, then I'm not going to alone come in the meeting. So sometimes we also like clear the doubts in WhatsApp group. So there is no need to meet on Zoom. So that also happens. Job readiness session and resume review session also we will have somewhat in the middle of the month we conduct this. And all sessions will be recorded and the recording will be shared. However, I strongly encourage that you attend the live training sessions. Do not just rely on the recording, because sometimes it happens that you are stuck somewhere and we need to see your screen. So we ask you to share your screen so that we can see the issue and resolve the issue. And that cannot be done when you are watching a recording session, right? So yeah. Okay, there is a question. Can we appear for DA 100 exam after getting training of Power BI? Okay. This Power BI, Power BI DA 100 exam is mainly for Power BI kind of. They also need, they also expect some knowledge of Power BI servers. We are not covering servers, we are covering Power BI desktop. The training material that they have provided to us is for Power BI desktop, and it's called Dashboard in a Day workshop. So uh, we will work on about 70% or 75% of the content of DA 100 exam we will cover in Power BI training, like how to clean data in Power BI query. So Power Query Editor, connecting data, creating charts, creating rows, columns, DAX, how to use DAX formulas, and how to create dashboards, formatting, sharing. These things we are going to learn in Power BI desktop. In DA exam, uh, about 70%, 75% of it will be similar thing. And the remaining part will be from of Power BI servers where we need some login or something else. So that thing we are not going to cover. We have our major focus in Power BI desktop because in companies we use Power BI's desktop, and that's why we are going to focus on that tool. Okay, any question here, anybody? Okay, I believe no question. Then that would be all. Now, can we upload the projects on GitHub? Yes. Do not share. Okay, so there are actually when you submit the projects, we ask you to submit uh, upload your codes on GitHub, but do not upload the data. Okay, just your IPYNB file, Python notebooks, or not the data. So can be done. Especially the data concern is actually here. In project number in machine learning, stats, machine learning, and deep learning. So deep learning, the data here that we use has been collected with some of the with some of our partners, but the data for ML and stats, it was initially a private and confidential company data, but these companies have actually posted made their data available online also. So sometimes it happens that the companies when they share their data online, they do some regularization or standardization they do, so that they change the values of the data and delete confidential information like customer name, customer phone number, email. These things they delete, and then they share the data online. So that has been done into these two projects. But in image classification, the data is actually has been collected by our team, uh, and it's a very big data actually. So COVID cases or image data like MRI and X-ray data, there are two different data sets which are combined into this one to make it proper. So do not share the data online, especially the data which are our confidential ones. Will the session be live on a regular basis? Okay, like I mentioned that every alternate day we have doubt clinic sessions. So when you have a doubt, initially at least first 2 weeks, if you have doubt, we will cover that. Otherwise, we will have training sessions. For example, tomorrow we are meeting to discuss on the project. Okay, and tomorrow actually I will confirm about the Excel training. So most probably we are going to have Excel training day after tomorrow. Let me just check the calendar. So Okay, so tomorrow 7 p.m. we will discuss about the project, and we will begin with our data cleaning part in data cleaning of Excel. So half of Excel training we will do tomorrow, about 2 hours on the training, and initial 1 hour on explaining the project. Okay, and every alternate day we will actually meet. If we are not meeting every alternate day, that means we are going to meet on weekend for a longer time. Okay, any other question, anybody? Okay, if no question, then let's wrap it up. Let's call it a day, and yes, and I'll see you tomorrow. Okay, expect for tomorrow we will share the project list, and then just give it a read. Just read it once, your project document, so that if you have any questions, we can discuss it out tomorrow 7 p.m. Okay.